So hi, welcome to the latest video I'm going to upload. I'm going to talk about the complete process of making pizzas, basically from making the dough right through to cooking it. And because it's such a beautiful day, I thought I would take it on the road, take up north of Scotland, sit next to a lake, cook pizzas and just enjoy the sun today. So I just want to, I'm not going to dive too much into recipes throughout the video because I state to a lot of people that for me the recipe is less important than the process actually making the pizza dough itself. So two key points are the process obviously being the most important and the quality of the ingredients you use. Now I see a lot of people, obviously a lot of you know me from the Facebook groups, I see a lot of people commenting on, oh, I made a Vito dough today and it was sticky or it was just a mess. So the reasons behind that is your dough's only going to be as good as the ingredients you put into it. So if you're using a supermarket 15p 00 flour, it's not going to be the same as using one of the premium brand flours. So I would give that a lot of consideration before you even start making your dough. Is think about the quality. Even with learning these processes I'm about to show you, there's a lot to learn within each process, whether it's how to fold the dough properly, whether it's understanding hydration, the W factor, you know, it's the science behind the fermentation, what you're actually looking to achieve from your room temperature fermentation, what you're looking to achieve from your controlled temperature fermentation. So we're going to, within the video, we're going to dive back to the kitchen. We'll take you through the first couple of steps in the process, and then I'm going to set up the camera. We're going to go through stretching. We're going to put it on the peel without any semolina on a peel, and we're going to launch it in the oven, and then we're going to cook some pizza, and then we're going to eat some pizza while I'm sitting here in the beautiful sunny Scotland, which you don't get to see often. So I thought I would just take this wee video on the road today. So step one in the process will be mixing all the ingredients together. Stick this on melted poolish first. Right, about half the flour, just going to add in the salt. Now we're just going to mix this for the desired time. That'll change per country, per region, per humidity, temperature. So now that our dough is mixed, what we're just going to do now is we're just going to cover it, and we're just going to leave it at room temperature for 10-15 minutes just to let the gluten relax before we start stage 2. So step 2 will be folding. As you can see, the dough is relatively still wet, still needs a bit of work. So what we have to do now is we have to do maybe 2-3 folds just to create a strong gluten skin before we start our fermentation, so that when we're doing our fermentation, all the good gases that are getting created aren't getting lost through a weak gluten structure. So as we do it, get it all together, slap it down. Simple as that. Already you can see that the gluten structure is very strong, so we're going to give this 3 folds. Just leave it like that and recover it back up. Each time we fold it, we cover it and we leave it for 10-15 minutes. So here we are. I've carried out 3 folds. In between each fold I've rested for roughly 10-15 minutes in between each fold just to let the gluten relax, refold it and build up that gluten skin. So as you can see, before we put it into the container, it's really smooth. That's the skin starting to form over the top, and it's ready to now start the fermentation process. At this stage you have 2 options. You have room temperature, and for me personally I call it a mixed fermentation, because you can't do a controlled temperature fermentation without having a part room temperature fermentation to complement it. So we're going to carry out a temperature controlled fermentation. We're going to leave it at room temperature now for 2 hours. We are going to put it in the fridge for 36 hours. And then we're going to bring it back out and let it activate for another 4 hours, boiled at room temperature. One thing I'd like to mention also is when it comes to like fermentation and understanding fermentation, it's important to understand, which I don't hear a lot of other people talk about, is the quality of the ingredients that you use, the quality of the flour is really going to dictate how long you can actually carry out this fermentation process. You know, a lot of flours are designed with things to consider, like the W factor, you know, the strength of the protein within the flour. Really what you want to get out the dough too, when you're carrying out a room temperature dough, you're really allowing the yeast to get to work straight away and create gases, and you get a more of an earthy flavour, you know, a nutty flavour. If you're doing a controlled temperature fermentation, you're predominantly just putting the yeast to sleep, slowing down the yeast productivity and allowing the enzymes to break down starch and turn those into sugars, so that once you take the dough out from the refrigeration, the yeast's got more sugars to feed on, makes your dough a bit lighter, you know, a bit airier. So it's just really important to understand that you have to have the right ingredients, and you have to understand why you want to do the fermentation, what your end result should be by the end of cooking your dough. So just have a wee think about that before you make your decisions too. next step in the process is just getting the dough basically out of the tub. I see a lot of people saying, oh, my dough is dead sticky and I can't get out of the tub, how do I get underneath it? You know, people get different processes, but for me this is probably the easiest way. So as you can see, the dough is completely, it's massive, it's fermented. Just get plenty of semolina over the top of your first bowl. Get some around the sides too, because you're going to shovel that under. And from there you just get your spatula and all the loose semolina, just gather it and push it around the sides. And if they're touching, just put it in and cut it away from the sides. And so you just want to go through this process of just going under and using the semolina that's in there and just shoveling around in a circle until it's completely loose, and then you'll start to see it move away basically. And it's nice and soft. So the next step is just scoop underneath it and straight into a semolina bath. As easy as that. And from there, just take some semolina, put that on your board. Oh, these boards are great for just piling the semolina on. So after that, what you're doing is doing a couple of folds and then lifting it. Get your shape, any big bubbles, just pop them at this stage. And from here, what we're going to do is take our fingers like this, I'm just going to push all the air towards the crust. Stay nice and slow so you can see it. I'm getting attacked with millions of flies. And from there, just turn it upside down. Remember, don't touch the crust, just push all the air towards it and turn it back round the presentation side. And then from there, just use the back of your hands, stretch it out to the size you want, push that away and set it back on your board. And at this point we just get our peel. You know, there's nothing on it. Just lift that up onto your peel. Again, all you're doing is working the shape, making sure it's loose, so it just slides about nice and easy. Here, still your ladle tomato sauce, then use the ladle from the middle and push it outwards. Some fior di latte. I'm just going to keep it simple for the purpose of the video. And then from there we go straight into the oven. It's a bit easier for you to see. So again, take your fingers, push the air towards the crust. You'll just see the crust puff up. Push out, and then turn over. Do the same, just push all that air out towards the crusts. And turn back. From there you just put the back of your knuckles, stretch it out and push that to the side, and then just lay it back down. You know, get your shape, wait till you're ready to put it on your peel, just leave it on your board. Just bring your peel over and carefully lift it onto your peel. So at this point there's no need for semolina or anything on the peel. Your dough, any stickiness in your dough should have subsided by now because it's been on your board. And let's put some tomato sauce. Fior di latte. And from there you can just, if you need it a wee bit bigger, you can just stretch it out. Get your fingers underneath it, stretch it to the size you need. That's a massive pizza, about 16 inches. And we're just going to launch that in the oven. So the next step in the process is just launching it in the oven, cooking it, and then we'll enjoy some nice pizza. So now we can see it. You can see it there. So as you do at this point is give it a wee sugar, just make sure it's not stuck. Put it to the back of the oven and pull out. And from there all I'm doing is I'm using the turning peel just at the start, just as a wee heat shield. Just gives the time, gives you some time to crispen up the bottom of your crust before the top starts burning or rising too quick. Sometimes the natural sugars in the pizza dough, the wee air bubbles just catch fire, so just shield it till it initially starts cooking on the bottom. And all you do is you get your turning peel underneath, move it about, make sure it's not stuck, and from there you can start turning. I don't know how much you can see because the sun's behind me, but I'll show you it once it comes out. Flames are too high or it's you feel it's going too quick for you, just turn your heat down at this stage. You know, give yourself time, don't rush it, because the last thing you want to do is burn your pizza or set it fire. So just turn it round so you get a nice colour all the way around. Keep moving it. Once it's ready, oh, you can see that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos, or you think any other techniques you want to see, or you want me to go into more detail about certain techniques, just leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Just helps me know that people are actually interested in getting the proper information. There's a lot of misinformation out there, so we'll try our best. It's easy to try to make pizza, day filming, find locations. So if you enjoy them, just hit the subscribe button and I'll get more made. Hopefully the weather keeps up and we can get more locations like this. But for the meantime, as you can see my board, I've got a big massive board with a 12-inch, 13-inch pizza on it. I'm going to tuck into this. So remember, hit the subscribe button and I'll catch up with you all in the next video. Thank you.